Okay, so it's the end of August, 29th of August to be exact, and well, I guess this is one of the reasons why people often comment and say, you know, willows don't make good bonsai. One day I forgot to top up the water tray of this tree. It wasn't even a particularly hot day or even a particularly warm day, but it was a windy day, and you can actually see that this side of the tree took the brunt of the prevailing winds, because this side of the tree, well, we still got, you know, the end of these branches haven't died off. They were obviously sheltered by the trunk and the pot a little more than obviously this side. So I'm going to have to do some chopping, I think, just to get rid of some of the dead stuff, and hopefully the tree will bounce back. We shall see. First things, I can lose all these pegs that can go back to having their main function of holding the clothes whilst the wind dries them, the wind that dried the willow. So they've mostly done their job anyway. Not quite, as you can see, that one sprung back quite considerable, so I think I'm going to put that back on. And this one. These live pieces may as well still be weighted. Yeah, okay, so this side of the tree is, you can see warmth all in this direction, and I can see that the tips of some of these branches are dead as well as the leaves. You can tell that by the shriveling of the bark. So I'm going to take off the dead bits, strip the remaining leaves, and they're just going to be a blessed nuisance. I'm hoping that it only being the tail end of August that the tree will reshoot. I'm going to cut that back to there. Likewise, that piece. Now that I'm really investigating, there's not as much died back as I had feared. I think most of this part has, but this, see, famous last words, that's never going to recover. I'll take back to that bud. That is a definite maybe. And just take off all the dead bits. Okay. Now I'm just going to shorten a lot of these bits. and we'll see how that continues to go. This particular branch was being a bit of a nuisance anyway. I really will take off that tie piece there. I think I might put a piece of wire on that one, so I'm just going to cut back these ends. And this piece is still alive, so I'm going to just shorten that. Then I'm going to take back to a bud. Okay, let's find a bit of wire in my box of tricks. It doesn't need to be a big bit. Small piece will do. And I'm gonna wire that branch to that branch. Now, I don't want them to fuse, and once I release that it'll pop back slightly, and someday I might remove this secondary trunk rather, but I don't know for sure. Okay, let's keep going. Where's my scissors? There's my scissors. This branch is particularly looking dead. It doesn't even look great here, but I think I'm largely going to shorten it. That looks, I don't know how well the camera will pick that up, but the bark is very shriveled. I think that piece is dead. I'm not convinced about this piece either, so we'll just shorten that. That leaves the whole thing looking very lopsided, and so I am going to shorten this side as well. Take some of the strain off the roots, because although these pieces didn't die right to the end, they've still suffered some. This piece is insisting on growing upwards. This piece was growing downwards, so I'm going to take that whole piece off and remove, as I say, a little bit of the clutter and give the tree a bit of a chance. I think I said where possible I'm going to cut to an outward facing healthy looking bud, Some of this is a trimmage that I would have done next spring. That piece was already dead. So rather than the spring, it's getting it now. And hopefully the tree will respond to my efforts to save it somewhat by throwing out a second set of growth. If not, perhaps it'll reward me next spring. We've still got a couple of months before winter. Now, this is that secondary trunk, which, as I've said before, I'm in two minds about keeping. If I ever do decide to lose it, I will lose it at a repot. Let's just trim it. I believe it is joined. This is one tree, it's not two separate trees in one pot. So I'll need to saw them apart at some point if I do decide to lose this. And those pieces that were growing straight up will lose anyway. Okay, so as I say, that should take a whole bunch of the strain off of this tree. And if my theory is correct that the tree will think it's been eaten by a goat or similar, then I'm hoping it'll go right. The sun's still relatively warm, the soil's still warm. I can throw out a new flush of growth. Before winter sets in. Okie doke. This branch also I'm not sure if I want to keep. It's there partly to help heal this cuts. Yeah. Anyway, that's enough rambling on. Give you a quick 360. Hopefully the tree will recover, and make sure you're subscribed so that you can see when I upload the end results. And by that I mean whether I have a living tree or a dead stick. Either way, I will post something in the future, let you know what happened. So in the meantime, I'll just say thank you so much for watching. Do all the usual YouTube things, the liking, the subscribing, comment below, but most of all, please stay safe, everybody.